Alan Shearer said, you make it look easy. He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, Shearer's a legend. He's generational, right? You get players that come along. I mean, we've had it, obviously, as we've grown up with your Messis and your Ronaldos and everything else. And you look at Haaland and you look at Mbappe and you're thinking, who's the next ones? These players are generational. And when I say generational, the numbers dictate whether generational. That he's scoring so many goals. He's on target to beat Shearer's record, and touch wood, he stays fit to be able to do that, and he stays in the Premier League. But what's a player? What a player.
It's him against Kylian Mbappe tonight, if Kylian Mbappe is
different
fit.
Types of players.
Yeah, they are, but the story is about Xabi Alonso, though.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about
pressure.
Mo Salah and Arne Slot, and you've given us your opinions on that, but with Xabi Alonso, it seems to be a little bit different. There's pressure
Sticky
on
wicket.
him because it's not just one player.
There's a few.
It would appear that quite a few big names in that dressing room aren't happy. So
and they use the press.
Yes. So how? Well, they out in Madrid, well, out in Spain, especially Real Madrid and Barcelona, they do. So how do you deal with that if you're the owner of Real Madrid when it's more than one player, big player?
Well, you always know that places like Madrid, where player power it's won in the past. So if you're Alonso, you are concerned and worried. And obviously he's trying to change the style. He's trying to move on to the next generation, not of Galacticos, but of these superstars. He's got his way of playing, and he did it in Germany very well in season one. Everyone wanted him. He was the new shiny toy on the block. Madrid obviously landed him, and I think they've got to back him because, he's 6 months, 8 months into a job. They're 4 points off the top. They've had a bit of a sticky run, you'd call it, by everyone's standards of not winning in 3 or 4 games. I think they haven't won in 3 games. So he's under immense pressure. If Man City turned him over big time tonight, there's even, I think, some people have said he could be tin-tacked even tonight. Now I saw that, I read that the other day. So if I were Alonso, I'd sit down with Perez, the president of Madrid, and go, look, you need to back me here. And I want to bring the players in. And I want them to hear you say that you're backing me. Because if you don't do that, then I'm going to have an issue with these group of players.
You said last week that you are dead against players going straight
Absolutely.
to you, aren't you? And
Absolutely.
To reiterate that,
100%.
I mean, I suppose even if you're at Real Madrid, that's the same thing. It doesn't matter how big a player you are. You do not come to me.
I think it's wrong.
There's other people in between you and me.
I think there's it's not the chain of command, because that sounds arrogant. I don't want to step on my manager's toes. Of course, agents of players will ring me. I've done business with them. So they'll ring me and moan, my player's not playing. And I'll be like, boo-hoo. He's still getting paid, isn't he? Tell him to do his job and work harder in training. Yeah, but it's personal with the manager. I'm talking about, historically, not currently. And I'll always say, again, stop listening to your player and tell your player to look in the mirror and work harder. Sometimes agents' biggest fault is they listen to a player, they empathise, sympathise, and agree with the player. Instead of being the right agent, like I've dealt with Stella, David Manassi, agents like that, and they wouldn't take nonsense off their players and would tell them the truth. And they're the best agents, the ones who tell players to look in the mirror, dial it down, work harder, and stop moaning. But a lot of young players and young people nowadays, the minute they're not in a game or two, and even an older Mo Salah who doesn't play for 3 games, toys out of the pram. Can't be that way always.
Sky Sports are partnered with Finalysis, an app where passionate fans share their opinions on their club. If you want to represent your club, scan the QR code here or visit the Sky Sports app for more details. Let's speak to Manchester City supporter Luke Stanley now. Luke, good morning to you. Right, it was a good win for Manchester City at the weekend. And with the situation at Real Madrid right now, how confident are you feeling going into this one?
Well, I mean, playing against Real Madrid, you can't be that confident ever, to be honest. We've been there before when we've been miles better than them and lost the game. But I think they've won 2 in 7. Like I just mentioned then, they've not won in a few games. Seems like it's boiling over a little bit with the manager. So, yeah, we need a result. And I've got a little bit of confidence, but it's never easy going there, is it?
Well, it's certainly not. But how disappointed would you be if you don't finish in the top 8? You've got 3 games to go. You're 2 points outside. A win tonight would probably get you in there. But for Manchester City, do you feel that, although it doesn't stop you from winning the Champions League, do you need to be in that top 8?
Yeah, well, what you don't want is a load of extra fixtures. And especially like last year, we got into that, bottom bit of the group phase, and we ended up getting Real Madrid and getting knocked out by them pretty comfortably in the end. So, yeah, you don't want the extra games, and you certainly don't want to be playing a bit of a giant so early in sort of February time. So, yeah, last year it wasn't good enough. I know PSG finished just a point above us, I think, and won the whole thing. So you can win from there, but you don't want the extra pressure. you want to get in the top 8. It sorts you out for later in the season, doesn't it? So if we don't get in the top 8, it's not been a good campaign in the Champions League.
It was a surprise selection, wasn't it, a couple of weeks ago against Bayer Leverkusen, and of course you lost that one 2-0 at home against Real Madrid. He's going to go with his best side. Do you expect?
Yeah, well, definitely tonight, and that Leverkusen game was a real slip up because we had 10 points before that. We've still got 10 points now. The Monaco game was the only one we dropped points in. I think we were a bit unlucky in that. So we could have set ourselves up to be on 13 tonight, and you need about 16 to get through it. It left us with basically 3 draws in the last 3 games or 1 win, and we'd have been all right to get in the top 8, pretty much guaranteed. And we slipped up big time, changing the entire team. I think Pep said that himself. But yeah, get a result tonight. Even a draw wouldn't be too bad. It'd mean we're not got as much pressure on us goal difference wise. But I want to see us go there and try and win.
Darragh, I want to get Darragh's views on this one, but before I get to you on it, Luke, Ryan Cherky's assist against Sunderland, you see it was the Rabona assist, and Guardiola said, he wanted him to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Can you see that side of things? Because I'm pretty sure Luke quite enjoyed it.
We're in an entertainment business, and I've got no problem as long as it's done in the right place for a player to try anything special. It
worked.
It worked, and 9 times out of 10 it doesn't work. And I saw Pep's comments with a smile and whatever else. You want attacking players to express themselves. You want them to do things that make us talk about them on a daily basis, rather than it be mundane and plodding and kicking the ball along or doing this. No, I love that. So, listen, I'm all for that kind of thing.
Yeah, I thought you might be. And Luke, what do you think of it? But also, has Ryan Cherky gone under the radar? Don't really hear many people talking about him as like the signing of the summer, but I think the Man City fans might probably disagree.
Yeah, I think he cost only about 15% of what Liverpool paid for Wirtz, similar kind of signing. So that says a lot, that, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Didn't you guys want to sign Wirtz, by the way? Didn't he reject you?
Don't worry about that, mate. We're not paying that money for him. I think he's massively gone under the radar. He had the injury early on, so that's why he probably didn't play, as much at the start of the season. But then when he's coming to the team, I think he's got to be starting. He's got to be starting these big games, and especially tonight at the Bernabeu, we'll see what he's got.
Yeah, I like the fact that he's quite clearly both-footed as well, which is something that always impresses me. Now, Kylian Mbappe, he is a doubt. We don't know whether he's playing or not, but he is a doubt. As a neutral, I'd quite like to see him and Haaland on the same pitch. But for you, what do you think about the fact that he might miss out?
Yeah, he can sit in the stands for me. I don't want to play against him. But I mean, even on a bad day, Mbappe's always got something. Especially, we conceded a couple against Leeds, 4 against Fulham. I know we were a bit better the weekend, but. Yeah, I don't want to see Mbappe on the pitch tonight. He can take a seat in the stands and watch us beat him.
Obviously, it's the Champions League tonight, but how confident are you that you can win back the Premier League? I mean, your Christmas period is Sunday away at Palace, which is obviously difficult. I know you've got the League Cup in there as well. West Ham at home, Forest away, and then New Year's Day is Sunderland away. That does seem like a possible chance to close the gap.
Yeah, big time. And, we've closed it a bit already. I think the thing is with City this season, we've been so inconsistent. We win a few games, and then we have a little bit of a sticky spell. If we can start a little bit more of, a run going, I think Arsenal will be quaking. And it's this game this weekend, to be honest. We've got Real Madrid, obviously, this week, and then it's Palace away Sunday. That's a massive game, 2 p.m. Everyone will be watching the Newcastle-Sunderland game, which is fair enough. But if we can get a win over the line there, it's a really tricky place to go. Palace are right up the top of the table. Win there and I'll have a lot more confidence. But I think we definitely got a chance. Arsenal saw the reaction when they lost that against Villa at the weekend. I think they know what's coming. Yeah,
well, I said close the gap, completely forgetting it's only 2 points the gap now. So what I meant to say was overtake them. Darragh, at this stage, I mean, you've said quite a few times in the show, it's only December.
I picked Man City, though, to win the title this year.
Still?
Yeah, absolutely. I did at the start of the season. I just think Pep is Pep. I think, we had to rebuild that squad. He's probably thinking in his head he's ahead of time, maybe, if they do win the title this year. Yes, they're inconsistent, but that's going to take time to weed itself out. I worry, like he's just said there on about Arsenal, that if it gets to March and it's only 2 or 3 points, we all know, squeaky bum